What's up, everybody? It is Goji Fan 17 here, back with another video, and it's been a long time, about 2 weeks since I did one, but so yeah, let's get back to recording. So today's video will be on the 50th Memorial Box 1984 Godzilla, and this is another one of my favorite figures in my collection, and it's actually one of my favorite suits in the Heisei series, after the 91 suit, but Bandai ain't make a 6-inch 91 figure. But here go the tag. You got a nice picture of Godzilla 84 holding that train, and then some Japanese stuff. Of course, there's nothing on the back of the tag, but yeah, it's a nice picture of Godzilla 1984. Hold on, wait, get the camera to focus. Oh well. But surprisingly, I've actually never even seen the 1984 movie. Every time I say I'm gonna buy it off Amazon, I never get around to doing it. And it's been this website that I've been watching Godzilla movies lately on. Once I looked up the 84 Godzilla movie to finally watch it, out of nowhere, it just wouldn't show that movie. But I sure was watching other Godzilla movies on there, but it wouldn't show the 84 movie. So, I don't know when I'm gonna see this movie. Hopefully it's pretty soon, but let's get on to the detail. It's one of my favorite suits because from what I've seen on YouTube videos, it looks pretty amazing. But anyways, let's get on to the video. So detail on this figure is so amazing. It's one of the only Godzilla figures in the Memorial Box set to be its original color. The only difference for real is that the spines are molded right, but they're not the original color that it was on the suit. It was like a whitish black, like I think it was black in the middle and white around the tips. But I'm cool with that because I don't know, it just looks pretty cool. That's like a sandy brown color. But so he has his little breastplate right there. It's smaller than the ones that used to be on the Showa Godzillas. And then he has a lot of nice bumps around his chest. He has ridges that starts at his shoulder. What technically starts at his head, goes to his shoulder, and then it goes to his arms. Same thing on the other arms. His arms is not leveled right, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't. I mean, I already know that wasn't a mistake. They did that purposely, and I think that was real cool that they did that, cause it's not all the time where we get a Godzilla. Hold on, wait. It's not all the time where we get a Godzilla figure where the arms is like this. So that's pretty cool that they proportioned it like that. And he is looking down because I noticed in Godzilla and some Godzilla figures that's based off the movie. Let me see, how can I put it? This Godzilla didn't fight any monsters in this movie, and sometimes the figures are like that, like figures that are based off their movies where they didn't fight a monster would be looking down. I guess they looking at the army. It's the same thing with the 54 Godzilla. I showed in my once I get the size comparison, how he's also looking down. But so yeah, detail on the tail is also pretty amazing too. He has a nice long tail. It's probably longer than the body. Yeah, it's probably longer than the body if you would take it off. But spines, detail on the spines is pretty amazing too. It's like a lot of Godzilla spines I noticed have that same pattern. It's like craters in the middle, and then his highest spine. Usually Godzilla's highest spine would be right up here somewhere, but the 84 Godzilla suit highest spine is more closer to the back, more closer to his tail. And then for the 84 Godzilla, hold on, let me fix the camera. There we go. For the 84 Godzilla, they brought back the four toes. So he has four toes again, like the 54 Godzilla. So it's obvious that they was basing this more off the 54 suit than any other Showa suit. And inside, well, his head, let me see, he has some nice, huge, bulgy eyes. They're let me see, come on, focus. My camera tripping today. Here we go. He has some nice, huge, bulgy eyes. They're not looking the same way, so it kind of makes him look goofy. But I like that that they did that because that's how it was in the movie. And his fangs is not as long as they were in the movie, but it's still pretty decent. He has a pink tongue, no red in the mouth, and his neck is also nicely sculpted. And he has his ear. It really reminds me of the 54 Godzilla a lot. And then you got the spine bumps on the top of his head that, of course, will lead to the spines on his back. And the bottom of his tail, basically that, bottom of his feet, some words. So this figure is detailed very, very, very nicely. I just really love this figure. Had it for a while, since like 2015. And I was so happy when it came in the mail. I almost lost my mind. But, so yeah, that's detailed for him. Now, I guess we can get on to size comparison. Excuse me. But, hold on, wait. Fix the camera. Alright, so size comparison. I'm talking about size comparison. I'm going to say articulation. So, articulation, his head rotates 360. His arms, they rotate in and out. They don't go 360. Hold on. Just trying to get the camera to how I like it. But his arms rotate in and out. They don't go 360. This one is more harder to rotate in and out. Probably because it's more closer to his body than this arm is. So it'll probably scuff the figure if you try to do that. But, his tail is on a glue seal, and I'm not going to break it, but if he did break it, it would probably rotate 360. And his legs, pretty sure they rotate 360, but I'm not going to do it. So, yeah. I forgot to also mention that his spines is basically the same color as his toenails and his claws. They like a sandy brown, and in the middle of his spines is like a blackish color. And his teeth is also the same color as his spines and toenails and claws. So yeah, detail and articulation on this figure is pretty good. 245. He has 5 points of articulation. It would be 6 if you break the glue seal. But so now we can get on the size comparison. So I'm gonna size him up to basically the suit that they based him off, the 54 Godzilla. And as you can see, 54 Godzilla is also looking down, and neither of these Godzillas fought any monsters in their movie. So if I see a Godzilla figure that's looking down, I just take it as they looking at the army, the military on the ground or whatever. Even though sometimes they can be looking in the air, looking at planes firing at them, but that's how I look at it. But so you can see the similarities. They brought the 4 toes back. They let me see what else they bring back. They're real bulky. Like 54 Godzilla was more bulkier than the other Showa suits, but once 1984 came, they made him, more bulky, and it resembles the 54 Godzilla a lot. The spines are not. Spines are pretty different. No similarities in that, but they both do have those huge, big, bulgy eyes that just give off such an intimidating look. They both have their ears. Yeah, they both have their ears. This one is just slightly taller a little bit, the figure. So, yeah, those are basically the similarities. Their the pattern of their ridges and scales is a little bit different, though. But, size-wise, this is pretty cool for figure-wise, but, in real life, the 84 Godzilla is 80 meters, so he would probably be like that to the 54 Godzilla, because the 54 Godzilla is only 50 meters. So, that's the 54 Godzilla. Now I'm going to compare it to another Heisei Godzilla, the 93 Godzilla, and you can see that there's a lot of differences in these two Heisei Godzillas. This one, to me, it doesn't compare at all. Like, it's based off of 93, but if you actually go watch the 93 movie, it's a lot of things they did wrong with it. Like, he's actually supposed to be leaning like this one, because the 93 Godzilla leaned a lot when he moved around on film. But, this is a pretty wonderful figure, but it doesn't compare to this 1984 Godzilla at all. No, not at all. But, Size-wise, it's pretty good. If you want to go base it off real life, then it will be like, you say you playing the Godzilla game for the PS4 on the PlayStation 3, and you a 80-meter Godzilla like the 84 Godzilla, and you encounter a 100-meter kaiju, and Godzilla 93 is 100 meters. So he'd be about 20 meters taller like that, and then you got to think about how more bulky and wide he'd be. So, yeah. And we're going to compare it to my favorite Godzilla suit of all time, Godzilla 2000. Godzilla 2000 and Godzilla 84 is one of my favorite suits of all time, but I mean, no, hold on. Well, yeah, basically it is. I will say the 91 too, but there's no 6-inch figure of the 91, as far as I know of, no Bandai 6-inch figure of the 91 suit. I really wish they'd make one. But, so these is one of my 2 favorite suits. So, size, I mean, I was just showing it off because they're one of my 2 favorite suits, but there's huge differences between these 2 suits. Like, you never would have thought so many years later Godzilla would have evolved into this. But, I can't really decide which, oh wait, I can. Godzilla 2000 is my all-time favorite suit, so of course I'm gonna like it better than the 84. But figure-wise, like I always say, it all comes down to which figure is designed more like the movie. I might have to go with Godzilla 2000. It probably is more resembling. It's probably resembling more so of the movie than the 84, only because the spines and toenails and claws is probably not the right color on the 84. But if I had a choice to buy each figure, one of these figures, like say if I didn't have one, I didn't have both of these, but I had a choice to get one, I would get the 84 because he's more rare and hard to find. So that's size comparison. He's oh, I forgot to say that if you wanted to get base it off real life, then 84 would be about like that to the 2000 Godzilla, because 2000 Godzilla is only 55 meters. So he would tower over the Godzilla 2000 as well. But that's it for size comparison. It sizes up well with other Godzilla figures. It's a pretty decent Godzilla figure. I love it a lot. The detail is amazing. Articulation is amazing, and sizing is amazing. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and comment in the comment section below. Alright, y'all. Peace out.